Welcome back, everybody, to Crush Improv Plays Dungeons & Dragons, joined tonight by Jordan, Al, Christine, and Dan. Brooke is not with us tonight, and unlike last week, I don't think she's going to be dropping in halfway through, more to our loss. So, when last we left, the party had been captured after a fight that wasn't going their way, and had been frog marched through the lizard folk's lair to a prison cell, a set of prison cells. But Norman, having made a tactical retreat, I'm sure that's what we'll call it, managed to sneak around, going the other way, and find his way through the lair a bit, totally randomly finding hallways, which coincidentally leading him closer to the party. Ended up at a gate where he is now confronted. Here's some footstep in the distance behind him, and yeah, that was our cliffhanger from last week. So maybe we'll pick it right up there with Al. Al, what would you like to do? Oh, I'm getting a text which may tell us that we are not. No, it's somebody else, completely unrelated. So I think we're good.
Yay! Right. Al did his job. Al did his job.
Woo woo.
So I've got a locked, heavy gate in front of me. I hear footsteps coming behind me. I am in a narrow stone corridor with no places to hide.
Yeah, the walls are pretty sheer in this hallway. The ceiling is a bit higher, though. It's around 15 feet up off the ground. So it is kind of a cavernous rise up.
Do that ninja gating thing.
Yeah, just like Spider-Man on the ceiling.
Like go from one wall to the other, and then Spider-Man up at the top.
I mean, I'm gonna take out my bow staff, my quarterstaff, and ready to defend myself against whatever's coming down this hall. And I believe I'm still like Predator style, covered in mud, like as camouflage as I could be. So you just see the whites of my eyes in this dark hall.
Right. Okay. Yeah, indeed. Around. So when I say footsteps, I mean kind of claw steps, like the taloned feet of the toes of the lizard folk are what are making what in their case sounds like footsteps, but are more like a shh. It's pretty disconcerting. So yeah, around the corner come 4 lizard folk guards, and they are carrying their wooden spears and sort of walk with an amble that suggests they are, not in a hurry. And you sidle up against the side of the wall. Let's see if they see you. They're going to roll their active perception. Maybe they'll fail. They're not particularly good at it. So, I mean, there's a chance that nothing will happen here. How good are they at, actually? Let's see. Actually, they're not bad. They got +3. So, they got a +3 on this. I'm going to say they need to be at 15 to see you. Because you are nicely camouflaged up and you're stealthy, but there's nowhere to hide.
And I'm small. And
you're small.
Also, he's wearing a rock-colored shirt right now.
All right, 3 of them definitely see you. So immediately as they round the corner, they look at you and they see you and they level their spears at you and hiss menacingly at you.
I also, in a stance to defend myself, I say weapons, which I think is like the only thing that they were saying to us like way earlier. So I know it's a weapon, a word they understand.
That is an interesting idea. How about you?
So I just say weapons.
Roll a persuasion check at disadvantage, which means you're going to roll 2 and take the worst one.
Okay.
20 and 19. 20 and 19.
Here we go.
Oh, so close.
It's like the perfect portents.
That would have been a good time to use important. They either don't understand or don't care. They start moving a little closer towards you. This guy goes this way over here, and this guy goes over here, and this guy goes here, and this guy goes here. So they're kind of advancing on you with their spears. They're gonna definitely do this in a coordinated kind of way, right?
Okay. I'm not. Shoot. I don't want to strike first, but I want to be ready, like as soon as I see an actual move to attack. So I'm gonna just say one more word at them, see if they can understand.
Okay.
Food.
Okay. You can make that roll again. Let's try. Let's see what happens here.
Disadvantage. Here we go. Yep. So they think I'm food.
Yeah. Well, what they're doing as they're coming is they're making a motion with their spear, and you get that maybe they're suggesting you drop your staff.
Okay. I slowly put my staff to the ground. I keep my foot underneath one corner of it in case I need to like kick it back up. But I certainly make a good show of disarming myself and putting my hands up.
Okay. And then they advance on you. One of them sort of makes a barking noise through the gate in the southerly direction. And the other three sort of come towards you. Two of them with spears, and the other brings out a small section of rope. And he indicates that you should raise up your hands.
They barked kind of through the door.
Yeah.
No response from the other side of the door yet?
Not yet.
Okay. I put my hands up. I also bang twice on the door. I'm hoping somebody comes and opens this door before I'm fully tied up. Full transparency. And so I do. So he wants me to put the hands out to tie up with the rope.
Yeah.
Okay. So I hold out one. I'm playing a little bit dumb. I'm stalling. Hold out one hand. It's just like, here you go.
Okay. So he comes over and he starts tying up your one hand.
Great. Cool.
Meanwhile, around the corner, as this is happening, you see another lizard folk sort of come up with his spear, and he sort of takes a look at what's going on. He growls something at one of the guys who barked something through the door, and the other guy goes back at him. He comes up. So meanwhile, this guy is trying to tie up your hand. Are you allowing this to happen?
Yes, he can tie up this one hand.
Okay. Then he is going to try and bring the other hand up to tie that too.
Right.
In proper police procedure. He's probably reading your rights.
Right. Okay, so I give him my other hand. I do my best to keep them as far apart as possible. You know, like I kind of like pull the tied hand back as far as it allows, and I put my other hand forward.
Okay.
Like I'm trying to buy myself as much freedom of arms as I can.
Okay. We're both going to roll our strength saving throw, which, as we all know, is great for Norman. This guy's going to roll a +5. That wasn't even a disadvantage, but that was pretty bad. And yeah. he gets 23 to your.
So just yanks them. All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Probably lifts you off the ground some and then ties you up a bit.
Okay,
so,
cool. I'm tied up.
Yeah, you do manage to get a separation of approximately 0 inches between your wrists.
Cool. I'm sure I've got some sort of monk martial art in my pocket that works that way. But all right.
And they proceed. This guy comes up to the gate. He opens up the gate, and you all get. He marches you. Well, they all march back down to the place where you find the rest of the party. Back down here to this prison area. I move you there.
Once with my hands tied, can I try to kick up my quarterstaff and still hold it in my tied hands?
Sure.
Or is it still just sitting on the ground?
It would still be sitting on the ground, or you might trip over it, depending on how well you roll your dexterity check for me. Please.
All right, I'm going to roll every check I can.
Sure, you're going to do great.
11 plus 4, 15.
15. Okay, you managed to flip it up and put it in your hands.
My hands tied in front or in back? In front.
In front.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, you managed to bring it along. They probably are not too keen on the idea of you taking this with you.
I'm using it like I'm an old man walking stick style. I'm playing hard.
Okay, I buy it. That works for me. So yeah, they bring you down to the prison cells, and yeah, they open up one of those doors and toss you in with Glonda and Jajandron. So Christine and Jordan, you see the door open, and in gets chucked Gnorman.
What's up?
Hey, pals.
Did you make any progress?
I found an alternate way out of here because I came in through the side door.
You know what? That is
Side
actually
door?
good. That's
Caves have side
Cave?
doors?
Yeah, this one did.
Wow. We've just
how
been
many-
counting the rocks.
Yes, I've made a lot of rocks potentially for my collection. Did you count any of the guards on your way in?
Yes, I encountered 5 total guards, one of which might have been in here with you previously because he came to open the other side of the gate.
Yeah, I'm looking at the bars right now and I can see 6 guards. So you counted 5?
Yeah, so there are at least how many? And how many were there before my 5 showed up?
Well, there
3?
were. You know what? The number that you see out there is probably an accurate representation of the ones you've counted so far.
Yeah, I think there's a couple around that corner that we can't quite see here.
So like
but-
5 to 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
And did you get any of their keys or anything off their belts?
No, that would have been a good thing to try to pull, but
Did you
I-
try
I-
saying weapons or food?
I did.
Maybe try to put your hand out for them so they knew you were friend, not foe.
I tried every trick I've got in my little monk book.
Did you try fighting back?
I did not try fighting back. I was outnumbered 4-1.
That could have been the only way.
Did you ask to speak to a manager of some kind?
No. Suffice to say, here I am.
Did you go and did you go tell someone else that we were trapped when you left, when you hid? Did you go find others that you could warn about?
Yeah, did you
our
get
location?
help?
Did you get help?
The best I could do was successfully keep my staff with me.
So here's my question.
Yeah.
When you left, did
Uh-huh.
you leave and then
Yeah.
go around and then just come back inside?
Yes.
Did you light a flare or a smoke signal or anything?
No.
Did you talk to the giant lizard man outside the cave?
Was not there anymore, I
Okay.
think. I
All right.
can't remember.
I think he was probably still there.
But he wanted nothing to do.
Did you at least get a bite to eat for yourself? I mean, you had a break.
A short rest?
My intentions were solely to see if I could help you by sneaking in. And I unsuccessfully snook.
Well,
So quit giving me the gears.
you just want to cover all of our bases.
Yeah. So
You know
what
what
have
I
you
would've
been
done?
doing? What have you been doing?
I
all
told
this
you we've
time?
been counting rocks. Well, Joe John's been counting them, and I've been just cunningly telling about them.
And as you can tell, we've also been brainstorming what we were hoping you would have done.
Yeah, a lot of this was mostly us betting what was going on out there, because all we could do was sit and wait.
And Tergar won. He bet everything he had on shit all.
And Tergar hears his name and tries hitting the side of the cell.
So I must tell
In
you
an
that,
effort-
in fact, the cell walls, I mean, at one point were probably very stout, but over time, the mortar and brick that has been used to separate them has corroded over time. So there are like
I could have told you that.
holes. Yeah, there. Yes,
We're
actually,
like this. Hey guys, who's John?
Hey,
Norman,
Tergar.
Lana.
Keep it down a bit. Nima Raylan, she said she didn't want to be disturbed for the next 2 hours or so.
I've got Pizraeli here, and he's a terrible conversation. I can't understand anything he's saying. Pizraeli.
Is that one of the lizards?
No, he's the elf we found on the boat. He's been with us for a few days now.
I thought that girl was just a mirage.
No,
No,
it's a
it
boy.
wasn't the girl.
No, it's not the
The
girl.
girl was a mirage. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You'll have to catch me up later.
I don't know what you're saying. What kind of
Has anybody
elf
tried,
doesn't
like,
speak Elvish? It's
Checking the
literally
bars to
in
see
the
if
name.
any of them have rusted through, if there's any weaknesses. Have you tried?
Oh, now you're turning this on us?
Well, yeah.
Well, that's a great idea,
We've
Norman.
been sitting here waiting for you.
That's
Tell
a
me
great
everything you
idea.
know about this jail.
so
Me?
the
Well, I
doors to
can-
your cells
okay.
are stout oaken doors. They are probably the strongest things in the layer that you have seen so far. They are definitely old. They've been here a long time, but the metalwork and the wood is still pretty firm. There's a single porthole in the door through which they could pass stuff back and forth, or you can see outside. So that's how you can keep tabs on what's going on in the room in front of you there.
Is it like a toilet stall where there's no ceiling? You just kind of pick up and...
No, the ceiling of this cavernous space does sort of lend down to the to become the roof of your cells. So these cells have been built into the side of this cavern.
Does Nim still have, still carting around the bag of holding?
She sure is.
Sweet. Can somebody untie my hands? I think there's a little bit of black powder in there still.
Sure
Yes.
can, and I have a little
Ding.
dagger and I cut it.
Unfortunately, she does not have.
Don't have my
the,
dagger either.
Yeah, she does not have the powder because she used it to. She sprayed it onto the imp that you chased through Saltmarsh, using it more as dust rather than as gunpowder. Probably not, Well, no, actually, totally useful use of it, but not to blow anything up. Really, is what I'm getting at. So she does
okay.
not have that. Yeah. However, they only took your. Well, they didn't even manage to take your staff. You still got your stuff, as long as it's not a weapon in the case of everybody else.
Oh, so
So the real
So
question
you were
is, do you
suggesting
have
I-
any?
I have something in my possession that might be.
I still have
Well-
my recorder that I can play.
You still have her bag of stuff, you said? Okay,
Yeah.
maybe I can use some of this stuff finally.
So it's a wooden door.
It is.
I mean,
Would my
I have-
pearl-studded pipe penetrate
Well,
the
I've got-
door?
I've got a tinderbox and some torches, but I mean,
That's much better
setting-
than my pipe.
Well,
Doesn't
setting a
wanna
fire in
burn
this.
it.
Yeah, in this. I mean, I was going to try and blow the hinges off, but
I have a shovel.
just
Well, we could start a fire. It's a bit of a risk, but we might get their attention if we... They would have to evacuate if we started a fire.
You guys do that in your cell. Okay? Try it in yours. I've got a shovel. What's the floor like? DM?
It is hard, densely packed earth and stone.
No.
So the trick you've used to dig through the sandy base in the McCaster mansion will not work here.
Is there anything opposite the door that I could tie rope to?
It's a pretty featureless cell. Your amenities include a bucket, but yeah, there's no hooks in place for you to hang your garments or a shower curtain or anything like that.
Could I?
Right.
Go ahead.
Is there a spot on the door that I could tie one end of a rope to?
There's a handle on the other side of the door. As I say, there's that one porthole, but it's literally just a square cut in the door, and it's shod in iron.
Right.
Yeah, it's barred from the other side, so no, there's no attachment point on that door.
Folks, I could. I always go for negotiation first, but I could shoot a blow dart through this hole and pick at least 2 of them off.
They would have taken your blow gun. You don't have your weapons with you.
No weapons. I thought I may have had my blowgun on me still.
No weapons, but we do have our spells.
Are there any
you have your
keys
spells.
visible? Jojandra, do you see any keys visible in the room?
I think I may have to make a perception roll to see what's on their guards'
I love that idea,
belts.
I hope you're all appreciating the use of props.
Jordan. It's elevating the gameplay, Dan. What's your total there, Jordan?
Oh, my total? You mean...
If you added your perception score to that lovely roll of 7.
Well, if I add my perception score to 7, I get 7.
7. Okay, you're trying to look through that little hole to see what's in the room, and they're moving around. They're having animated discussions with each other. You can't make out. There's no key rack, obviously, hung on the wall, so you would surmise that if somebody has keys, they're in somebody's belt purse or something.
Do I see an employee of the month plaque
No,
with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or one of these guys?
not with that 7.
Perchance, could Nim be looking at what Petrie is seeing and doing?
Nimeralian has decided she is going to be reading through her spell books and indicates that.
Can we
she should...
deal with Petrie?
Yes. What would you like Petrie to do? And Andrew says that he likes your use of props, Dan. Just so you know.
Oh, that's nice. Are you referring to yourself in third person, or
No,
is this
no, it's
is this New
possible.
Orleans, Andrew?
This is New Orleans, Andrew.
Aha! Thank you, New Orleans, Andrew.
So how does Petrie work? She can see what Petrie sees?
Yes.
Okay,
As long as
can
she's
I just
within, I think, 100 feet.
can I borrow that while she's reading?
She can relay the details. Yeah.
Okay, great. Can we have Petrie just go around and like fly around as though a bat in a cave, not out of the ordinary? Take a look, see if Petrie can find a key.
Yeah, because if we use some ranged attacks, maybe Petrie can fly the key back.
Something.
Okay. Let's see. So you would be using Nimeralian's perception score. So I'll have one of y'all make a roll, which would be at +5.
I'll do it.
Okay.
$14.
14. So maybe it's because Petrie is trying to be discreet and not be very obvious about, drawing attention to itself, or maybe it's because the lizard folk are very animated and moving around, and it's hard to keep track of them, but just can't quite get a read on who has the key, if anyone. You do note that the lizard folk all kind of have a similar stature, except for this one whose icon is slightly different. That is a burlier, more burly, stronger, and better armed lizard folk. He's got some hide over top of his naturally tough skin, and has a shield strapped over his arm. And he also has a very wicked-looking stone club. And he is sort of, it would seem they defer to him if there's any kind of discussion that they get his opinion and he holds forth on things.
Is there anything special about this stone club of his that perhaps I could figure out by looking at it?
Stone cutting roll is definitely in order there, yes.
Very good. Never mind. Pardon me.
Looks like it's a finely well-made stone club.
Nice.
Yeah, but no other properties that you can surmise. So as you are looking around, Dan, from the cell beside you, you hear kind of a scraping on the wall, and you do note that that there is some water seeping into your cell. It's like a pool in the eastern corner of your cell. And it looks like maybe something has leaked into your cell, maybe.
Was it Israeli?
It's water. It was there before you entered, or when you entered. And anyway, you hear a scratching coming at from the cell to your east. Followed by a voice that says, "You in there."
Yes, who is this?
Matters not who I am, but if you can release yourselves, you must release me too.
Well, give me a good reason to release you.
I can get you out of here.
Oh?
I can help you in escaping from this place.
What's your name?
You can call me Lithwar.
Lithwar?
Yes,
Is that with 2 A's?
it is the common spelling, yes.
So you're a goblin.
No.
You're not a goblin.
No.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to be friendly here with you. All right, look, friend, if we can get out of here and you promise to have our back, I'm sure we can come to some arrangement. Perhaps you can guide us out here. Hold on, I just need to go to the other side of the... Guys, there's a guy in the cell next to me that's saying he can help us get us out of here. Has a funny voice. There's also a pool of something in my cell, and I really would like to get out of here
Gross.
soon.
Okay, sounds good. We'd also want to get out of here.
I have an idea.
You want to turn into a mouse or a spider?
Oh, yeah, I could do that too. I'd like to try this first.
Okay.
You said there's a bucket in my cell, Andrew?
I did.
I have bark in my pack. I would like to take some of the bark, put it in the bucket, and set that on fire to see if I can produce smoke to maybe alert the guards, and they open up the cell door.
Okay. Do you have like a tinderbox?
I do have
Still,
tinder
anything
as
like
well,
that?
yes.
Yeah? Okay. So, yeah, you can certainly set up a little fire. As you're starting to embark on that, you're starting to sort of set your thing up, and there's a bit of a hubbub outside the cells. You all hear this in all of your cells. The chatter amongst all the lizard folk sort of increases, and then eventually another voice pipes up and says, a sort of gruffer, older voice, in as much as you know lizard folk voices, and everybody shuts up. And then, let's say Jojandron is still at the doorway looking through his little porthole. And you see another lizard folk has come into the area. Wizened skin, his scales kind of sag, looks almost decrepit in his stature. But he's got some fun stuff on him, actually. I think he's got like a golden chain around his neck. I probably have a description of him. Yeah, he's got a nice golden chain around his neck and a very interesting blue coloration on his along his eyes. Pins that go down his back. And he's got a bit of a gut too, so he's clearly had some good living. And
perhaps
they are
wearing
all
a leisure suit as well?
yeah, he probably is. You know, he's got nice walking.
Or a nice silk
Doesn't have a walking
bathrobe?
stick. Yeah, slippers. And he barks something at the burlier lizard folk, who bows his head and then goes over to the door, and he whacks on it with his club. And that might cause Jojandaron to back off a bit or whatever. And the older lizard folk goes up to Jojandaron's porthole and looks in and says, "Well, this is interesting. Who are you?"
You speak the common tongue.
"I do. I have studied it for many years. Many of the land-faring races, I know many of their languages."
Well, my name is Jojandra. I have a position of privilege. I'm a paladin of Ilona. I have a high stature. People respect me.
Oh, do they? So how did you end up in a prison cell then, eh?
My friend Gnorman, it was mostly his fault.
I see. Well, Jojandaron of privilege, my name is Soriv. I would bid you welcome to our lair, but these are interesting circumstances we find ourselves in.
Look, what is your name?
As I just said, my name is Soriv.
Okay, and is that your surname?
Among the lizard folk, we do not have surnames like many of your kind. We have but one name.
Well, Sarib, we mean you no harm. We were just here because we had a map. And we thought the map had an X in this cave. We didn't expect to find any lizard folk in here, and we certainly don't want to hurt anybody.
And we were trying to help some of your lizard people with a promised shipment of weapons.
That's right.
eyes
Lizard
perk
folk
up
had a
when you
shipment of weapons, and we helped save the life of a quite large lizard outside this cave.
He strokes his sort of skin flange underneath his chin thoughtfully and says, "A shipment of weapons. A map with an X. Do you have these weapons?"
No, we came looking for them. We haven't found them yet.
He looks a little bit confused.
So we know where the weapons are. If you let us go, we might be able to help you get them.
That's right.
Says, "How do I know you are telling me the truth? For not a fortnight ago, we had a small invasion by others of your kind. They took the lives of a few of our lizard folk warriors. Intentions towards you are running a bit high right now."
Well, I'll tell you what. I can use my zone of truth and cast a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere centered on the point of my choice within range. That includes anything that we say and anything you say. So we'll know that all of us are telling the truth.
I do not know if I trust you to cast a spell right now. You will forgive me if I am a bit cautious of spells being cast by our prisoners.
Well, you can take my word on Ilona, whom I swear my truth to.
All right, you can make a persuasion roll for your benign intentions. Oh, that's probably pretty good.
Plus 7, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
He,
21.
21. Clearly moved by your words, he says, "I see you as an honorable person, Jojandaron of privilege. I trust that you would bring no harm to us. I will tell you that you have come to the lair at a very auspicious time. But perhaps you are not fit to be sat in these cells. Yes, this is not fitting at all for guests such as you. And he barks at the lizard folk guard, and he has the cell doors opened.
Can you tell us more about these people who showed up last week?
Well, I can tell you that they are dead, but I think among your kind you would call them bandits. Are
we all out of the cells now?
Yes, you have all been allowed to leave the cell.
Excuse
the
me.
other guards still have their spears kind of at a ready position, but they're not pointing at them.
Excuse me, Master Suri. But would you also please release the being in the cell next to me?
He looks at you, say, "What do you know of this one?"
Well, he and I go way back. His father was a friend of my family, and I don't personally know him, but I have a life debt to his family and would like to be able to repay and maintain my honor.
I would like you to roll your deception for me, please.
Oh God, I don't even know if that's a good one. All right, what is this?
Oh, maybe. Deception, so 18 plus 2, so 16. I have a -2. I'm not a good liar. 16.
He looks at you. His eyes narrow as you relate this tale, and he barks something back at the guy the burlier one, who hefts his club and advances on you quite intently, and says, "You will not come with us. Back to your cell,
What?
or face his wrath."
Fine, I'll go back to my cell. Jerk.
The door is slammed shut.
Wait, you were out of your cell?
Yeah,
That
and
time?
I tried to help dude in the cell next to me. He's probably an idiot. He owes me big time now. And I didn't say that out loud. That was my internal.
Your internal voice. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So he looks to Joe Jondron and says, "Is he with you, this one?"
He's not only with us, he is potentially my brother. I really appreciate it if you gave him a second chance.
And so does this mean that you owe a life debt to that one there?
To the guy in the cell at the end?
Yes.
Well, generally speaking, I would prefer not to have anybody locked up who doesn't deserve to be. But we know nothing of his circumstances, and so I'd have to cede to your expertise on that.
In addition to
Oh,
fine
there's your
manners,
diplomacy. I mean,
you are excellently wise, Joe Jondron, for that creature in that cell is a sworn enemy to our race, and the very cause of our present circumstances.
Oh, tell me more.
I will leave that to my queen to tell you of these circumstances. It is not for me to say. But I can at least give you a more pleasant circumstance, you and your companions. So with that, he takes you out to another room. In fact, it's this room over here.
Bye.
Wait, is Terrakar coming with us?
No, see you guys
Not yet.
later. Am I coming? Am I being let out?
Not yet.
Don't forget about me.
Don't forget me when I'm gone. Okay. So as you guys march out to that room over there, which I will tell you about shortly, the voice from the room beside you, Dan, you hear it again, sort of come up close to the wall. The water at the base of the floor ripples as the presence comes close and says, "You see, they are a deceitful kind. They cannot be trusted, and they will kill you at the closest opportunity. They merely await the time that they will kill me."
I hope that you see that I tried to get you out.
I do. You are a true and loyal friend.
Yes, Lithwar. Yes, we are in this together. Say, this puddle that's forming in my cell, you wouldn't happen to know what that's all about, would you?
It is. I do not know from where you come, friend, but that is called water.
Is it coming from your cell, though? Do you have water in your cell?
Why, yes, it is what keeps me alive.
Oh.
The fish.
Oh, my friend. Would you happen to be a merman? Lithwar?
You hear him spit and says, "No, I am not of their foul sort."
Oh, okay. Well, what are you? Help me out, Lithwar. I think I've shown you that I'm your faithful friend. I tried to get you out here and I put myself back in prison. At least meet me halfway. I know nothing about you and I've already stuck my neck out for you.
Well, of course. I am called a Sahagwin.
Ah, yes.
Dan, you can roll your nature for me, please. Your nature skill.
That would be. I've got really good. No, I don't have. So 4.
Fuck. He just said a word right there that you. Did he maybe mispronounce it or something? Or you were asleep that day in water class? Not really a water guy, more of an inland kind of guy.
Sahagwin.
Sahagwin is what he said.
4 doesn't get me even an inkling. Like I've heard of this, maybe.
Not a bit. Totally outside of your expertise.
Damn it. All right. Well, that's interesting. I've never heard of Sahagwins. I'm going to do what I can to get us out of here. Can you travel through, like, without water, or do you die if you're not in water?
Oh, I can exist for a time outside of water, but I must refresh myself from time to time.
So if I'm breaking you out of here, and I don't know how I'm going to do that just yet, you'll be able to fight your way out?
You put a weapon in my hand, I will cleave my enemies in twain.
Okay.
I will strip the flesh from their bones and suck upon their marrow.
Oh, I like it. I like what you're talking about here. Andrew, can I shapeshift
Yeah?
at this point? Like I'm assuming the cracks are big enough that if I shapeshift into a spider, I'm easily able to get out of the cell.
Oh yeah, there's literally a porthole in the middle of the door that you could walk through.
So I'm going to shapeshift into a spider. I'm going to change my hit points here. I'll change hit points. So, all right. So I'm coming out of the cell, and now that I'm out of the cell in my little spider form, we didn't perceive anyone to have keys at any point, eh?
That's correct.
And these are bolted with a key. All of these cells.
No, it's a bar. It's like an iron bar that's been put in place over top of the door.
Okay.
And as I think about it, you would have known that from the sounds of what's gone in. So
right. And are all these guards still in this room?
That is a good question. No, 2 of them would have gone with Soriv and the non-prisoners. But that means that there are still 4 in here and 2 up in that other room.
My God, am I fighting my way out now?
We'll leave you to think about that, Dan, as the camera pans back over to the rest of the party, as we call them, the free people. I guess they have brought you here. Yeah. So about a dozen straw mattresses lie scattered around the floor of this room, each with a wooden chest at its foot. At the south end of the room, a long table is set centrally, wooden benches to either side. There are a few other lizard folk here, seated on benches or mattresses, or talking or tending to their weapons. And yeah, there are a couple more dudes in here of various description. Non-prisoners, yes. This party are non-prisoners. So it looks like a barracks. There's supplies here for tending to weapons, although at this point their weapons appear to be pretty shoddy. Yeah, it's a place where you would catch some Z's in between shifts. So Soriv appears at ease in here. and he says, "So I must tell you that I am the one who brokered a deal with Captain Sigurd for the purchase of various weapons that we could use in our cause against, well, that will come later. I was most disappointed to learn that these weapons had not arrived, and I suspect that you are the cause of this. Is this so?" He's kind of speaking to Joe John Drum, but anyone can jump in if they want. Except for Dan, who's not there.
Yes.
I mean, I think we're all on the same side.
Yeah, it's a longer story.
Yeah.
We all
And
want our
so-
weapons back.
Yeah, weapons are super cool, and I wouldn't want to do anything to deny you getting your super cool weapons.
Our quarrel was not with you. We were hired by somebody else to do something else, and we weren't trying to make you out of luck with your weapons.
Claps his hands together, says, "Excellent. I appreciate your candor in this. But now, I wish that the bargain should be fulfilled. So when will our weapons be arriving? At which point I will give you the outstanding amount that would have been supplied to Captain Sigurd."
Good question. Good question.
How long would you say it takes to walk around this whole cave area?
Around the lair? Some hours, maybe? If you walk
Okay.
slowly like I, add a few more.
Okay. Could we have until perhaps tomorrow to get you your weapons? And also, can we have ours back just in case something tries to kill us?
Oh, you are very safe here within
I
the lair.
suppose.
Yes.
May I just ask you one more question?
You please. I am assessing whether or not you are a threat to the hive here, so yes. No, I didn't
Well,
say
I-
hive. He said lair. He's not a bee.
I don't believe that we've demonstrated ourselves to be a threat, and I don't think that you've shown yourself to be a threat to us. In fact, we're getting along very well, and I trust you. Now, we've been very honest and open with you. I just would like to know a bit more about what your plans are, why you need these weapons, and whom you plan on fighting.
Yes, you deserve such answers. And I believe that now is perhaps an appropriate time that we could seek an audience with the Queen, Othokent. So if you would remain here for a brief time, I will see if that can be arranged. And with that, he scuttles out of the room.
Guys, I don't want to be arms dealers. If these guys are really bad, we're going to have to think of something else.
I'm sorry, I just left for a second, by the way.
I was just talking up my butt. Like, I don't want to sell. I don't actually want these folk to get weapons. I
don't want to sell weapons to these guys.
I just want to go have a beer.
So the other,
Did you find
the other
out who
lizard
they
folk
were,
in this,
why they needed them?
No, we're going to talk to the Queen first.
the other lizard folk in this room. So you got another stronger looking lizard folk, three sort of average lizard folk, and then there's another giant lizard curled up in the corner here, a giant speckled lizard that similar to the ones that you fought in coming into the lair, and it has that look towards you like, I could eat you in one bite. I could eat you in 2 bites, maybe 1 if I really wanted. It really has that look to it. It doesn't take much to sort of assess that. Is there anything you wanted to do in this room? The three of the lizard folk in the south, I guess no, there's only 2 down there. They're sitting at a table. They were sort of, it looks like playing a game with stones, but they have stopped playing that to look at you squarely and semi-threateningly. The other two in the northeast corner of the room are they're the ones who escorted you in here. They're looking a bit uncomfortable, like they don't know what would happen if this comes to blows. But they're again staves at the, or sort of wooden spears are at the ready.
Is there a bucket in this room?
Yeah, there sure is.
Oh, okay.
Just cause.
Well, I was just thinking it's like, as a way to try and divide and conquer, say that I have to go use the bucket. But if there's one in the room, then that doesn't divide anything.
I'll let you all think about what's going on in that room while we go back to Tergar in spider form. I'm assuming Petrie is probably with you all. So I'll move him over there. But yeah, Dan, what do you want to be doing now?
Well, there's 4 guards here. I feel like if I'm shape-shifting out of Spider and into Tergar, I'm going to have to kill these guards, and I'm not sure I want to go there just yet. Because I think I knew enough, and I'm speaking as the player here, I think I knew enough when the rest left that this is like a precarious situation we're in. And I know enough too that we're in the bowels of this complex, and I'm not sure I like my chances of fighting my way out, certainly alone. I like being out of the cell though, and I don't think that they're going to spot me being so small. Maybe I'm going to go into the cell of my good friend Lithwar.
Okay.
And just to say hello. And I can still communicate as in spider form, right? So.
Nope.
Oh, I
You
can't.
can communicate in spider language.
Well, actually, okay, so I'm going to go in and I'm going up the top. I don't want to go on the bottom and get accidentally smushed. So I'll crack at the top and I just want to peer in and see what Lithwar even looks like.
Okay. You do. You see that the entire room is flooded with water. As for what he looks like, let me tell you. Something has to load.
Talk about a blind date, eh?
Yeah.
I know. So in the murky water, you barely make out something that looks like a humanoid, but with fish-like features.
Thick water.
So, yeah, you would probably call him a fish man. Is the easiest way to look at it.
The creature from the Black Lagoon.
Very much, if you're looking for a model, yeah.
Like that?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
It's got big
Shields.
Yes.
gills all along here, and
Exactly.
some
Coconut bra.
yeah. No coconut bra this one. But yeah, he doesn't seem to notice that you're peering in.
Okay. Oh, and I'm just sort of staying. I'm not going right into the cell. There's no value into me going in. But so I'm wondering if I am out of the cell, I can just stay out, and I'm going to move myself back up here, so I'm sort of in the corner of the cave, and it would take me quite a long time to get to where the others are, and I have no idea where they are. So in fact, that's not even an option. I'm going to hang out here. Well, Andrew, like how big of a deal would it be for me to get, let's say, here, crawling on the ceiling?
I just had to.
Oh, what a
real
feeling.
Quick. Not a deal at all.
So I'm going to move myself
They
right
don't
out of
notice
the.
a single solitary spider in this particular environment at all.
No, so I'm moving myself right out of harm's way for now. If I can, retroactively just say that before I transformed into the spider, I said to Lithwar, I'm going to try something here. Bear with me. And I'm not telling him my plan, but he knows that I didn't just disappear.
Okay.
Is that fair? Okay. So I'm now going to perch myself up there and wait for something to happen where I can make a move either to escape or to free Lithwar or to free my friends.
Okay.
I guess I could eventually start to explore. Where am I?
Yeah, where you are, you can see north into another room.
Oh, okay,
So I'll
perfect.
open it for you.
Yeah, well, maybe, oh. Yeah, maybe I'll start exploring more.
It is it's a large water-filled cave, roughly circular and about, well, you can only see into part of it, so...
I'm gonna come over
that
here
big
then
in
so I
diameter?
can see the rest of it.
All right.
But that was delayed? Or did I do... Oh, maybe I did that. Okay.
About 70 feet in diameter.
Wow.
Connects. It looks like it flows out to the sea. The passage is 15 feet across at its widest point. Roof is at most 5 feet above sea level.
Oh.
The cave also connects to another cave through a 30-foot wide passage in the southeast corner. Again, the roof is only about 5 feet above the water. The main cave has a high roof extending about 25 feet above the water, so it starts at 5 and it vaults up. Most of the cave appears natural except for a rough ledge that's been cut into the rock running along the southern edge, which you are probably nearby, connecting with the adjacent cave. There's a flight of rough stone steps that leads down into the water. It is clear water. There's lots of tall seaweed, its fronds swaying lazily, covering the bottom.
Ooh. Okay. Maybe that's what I'm going to continue to do is explore this complex.
Okay. We'll say that you're going to continue to do that, and we'll turn our camera back to the other group. After a time, Soriv returns with a couple of other lizard folk guard and says, "The queen will see you now," and escorts you through another series of passages, which I will open up, assuming you want to go. And you end up in this room here. So let me move y'all over. And Norman, Glenda, Brilliant, Israeli, because Israeli is really important. Sorry, will be there too. And then there's lots of people in this room. Okay. Seated on that throne is a large lizard folk female. She is dressed very ornately. And if I find her description, I will tell you. Okay. No, of course I don't have it anywhere nearby.
She must feel like pretty hot shit being queen of some dumb cave.
She sure does.
Love how you can be the nicest player, like the nicest character, and then like the meanest. I love it. That's so funny.
Okay, probably have it in the file. So I'll give you this brief description, and then I think we'll go to our break because we're real close to 8:30. So let me see if oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. So she's strong. She's bedecked with a lot of jewelry. She has a very ornate staff with jewels embedded into it. Clearly, and looks down her nose at you from her throne, which is easily, through a series of steps, led up about 10 feet from the ground. That said, this throne room itself looks like it has seen better days. The walls, Glenda wouldn't need to make a stone cutting roll to know that the walls, the natural cavern that has been filled out to make this space, have broken down a lot. There have been columns added into it, but they have seen some better days. They could, in Glenda's expert opinion, probably stand to be replaced. So anyway, as you enter, you see a grand total of 8 lizard folk warriors, and then there are 2 honor guard, if you will. Again, strong, burly warrior types, again, armed with very sturdy hide shields. Soriv is also here. This queen figure is on the throne. Actually, there should also be 2 more types, which I don't have handy. Oh, I'll take this guy. He's handy. And then you have finally, to the queen's left is a very strong and tough-looking lizard folk warrior who regards you with a very cool, even gaze. And then the last person is to the queen's right, who is dressed in some sort of religious style regalia, a robe, if you will. Not Alana, not your god, not at all. Still a lizard folk, but looks very disapprovingly in your general direction. So Sariv is the first to talk. Nobody is really greeting you or saying anything, but Sariv approaches the queen and says, "My queen, these are the guests I told you of. They have come to us from Saltmarsh, envoys, if you will. I think they may be able to be of some assistance to us." And she casts her gaze over to you and says, "What are your names that I would know you?" And actually now, before you announce yourselves, let's take our break.
Yay!
So, Al, can we have that 5-minute timer, please?
Yeah, we will be back in 5. Oh, hang on, wait. Gotta exit with a fireball.
Here we go.
And we're back. Jordan will be back shortly because Jordan's
Good one,
version
Christine.
of 5 minutes is different than everybody else's version of 5 minutes.
He's
So,
closer to the event horizon, Andrew. So time is
that must be
slower.
what it is. That must be what it is. Well, how about we'll fill out while we're waiting for Jordan to be back with a bit more of your exploration.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Where do you want to roll?
Well, I think I would like to go north just to see if there's a potential escape route for us. So let me click on my icon there again. I'll put myself up here.
Okay. Yep. That appears to exit out into, like, as you sort of trundle along that tunnel, it opens up into daylight, because I think you guys came in. It was yeah. So whatever that is, it's definitely a way out.
That's a way out. That's good to know. And no boats anywhere that are visible. Eh?
No, not in here.
Okay. And if I trundle on over here, oops. Why is it not moving? Oh, hold on. Okay, so if I trundle on over, why it won't? There, there we go.
I got you.
What do I see over
Show you that. See more of that room.
Oh, another dock.
Another dock. So the pool that you entered there, flooded cavern, roughly circular and about 60 feet in diameter. The water is murky. The top of a weed bed can be seen just under the surface. A stone path follows the west wall a few feet above the water line, and again, stone stairs descend into the water.
No, thank you. All right, well, let's keep going down the southern path here.
Okay. Flooded natural rock cavern is roughly circular and about 70 feet in diameter. The water is clear, but the bottom is covered with massive weeds so that the depth cannot be judged. Stone path has been carved in the west wall a few feet above the water line, and again, narrow stone stairs descend into the water from this.
But murky here.
Yes. Murky in that pool, but clear in others. Curious.
Very. Okay. Well, let's keep going then.
4 for 4, yeah, okay. I'll let you have this one, and then we'll get back to the
Yeah,
rest
sure.
of the party.
I'll say that I was.
Takes you a while as a spider. You don't move super fast.
No.
This flooded natural rock cavern is roughly circular and about 70 feet in diameter. A bloom of colorful blue and green algae covers the surface of the water, obscuring its depths. Again, stone path, narrow stairs, descending, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And you can see that it does have an exit out to the west of this area.
Sure. That's where I'll be heading.
Okay. So back in the throne room, the queen has announced herself. She has. You probably know at this point her name is Otto Kent, and she asks you who y'all are.
My name is Glonda Thrasm. I was a sailor in my day, and now I'm just a swashbuckling pal of my friends here as we're trying to, travel from land to land, helping people as we go. I also play music.
Okay.
Sup, my liege, Gnorman. I'm a monk. Also very helpful. You certainly would want to keep me around and not murder me for any reason because I'm a cool guy and a big fan.
Okay.
I'm Jojondron. I'm a paladin of high stature and of great renown. I've joined this group with Gnorman and Galanda to help, as Galanda said, help others. And we have had 2 adventures, and we expect to have more in the future. It's a really nice pleasure to meet you, Queen.
You sense a bit of a sort of scoff in her expression back towards you. Nimrilian probably gives. Would anybody
Sorry,
like to offer
what
up?
sort of expression? You cut off for a second.
Yeah, a scoff, I would say. That's her response.
Oh,
Would anybody like to offer up what Nimralian's introduction would likely be?
oh.
Hello. Hello. I'm the Rebellion of high esteem. I'm very smart. I'm an elf. Magic is my game. And
Nailed it.
Sound
so
like you're on Love Connection.
That was brilliant. I love it. I think you should be our standby Brooke in all occasions. Pizraeli turns to, he starts talking in Sylvan, a language I believe that Jojandron understands. I don't know whether he's formally recognized that Pizraeli exists yet. So
Well, I was just about to say, after Nemorelli stopped, I was about to say, and that's it. That's all of us. And then Israeli stepped up.
And then this guy started talking. So he starts talking in Sylvan. He says, "Great Queen, my name is Pizraeli. I'm a sea elf. As you know, our races do not frequently mix, but I have joined with this band to ascertain the dangers that threaten both our small village under sea and generally the dangers that beset the waters. These adventurers have proven themselves as great and trustworthy friends, and you should not fear them."
Oh, that's actually really nice, Israeli.
He looks to you to translate that, Jordan.
Oh, I translate it artfully and faithfully.
Okay, so
But I
Soreen says-
forget the name part. I don't get that.
yeah, this dude here,
Yes.
you know, he's all right. He likes us a lot. Right. So Autocand is sort of tapping her nails on the throne. It makes a kind of a scritchy noise, and she is looking over at this religious type to her right, and then looks back towards you and says, "I do not believe that you could be much use to us here, for ours is a marine race. Yours is a race, all of you are races that live upon the land."
If I may interject, Queen, Galanda here is maybe of the land, but she is also of the sea.
That's right.
A dwarf from the sea?
Crazy, huh?
To believe.
Thing about me, you never know what you're gonna get.
And as you just heard, this young elf here is also from the sea. And did we tell you about the map?
She looks pointedly at Soriv, and Soriv looks back and says, "Yes, my queen, this is a project I have been working upon." Sorry, I should be doing it in his voice. "Yes, my queen, this is a project I have been working upon for some time, since we had to flee our great paradise. We have lost many of our trappings, and our weapons are woefully inadequate. I have tried to accommodate this with a bargain struck with what I have come to learn not as trustworthy a fellow. But I understand that these lot may be able to fulfill the terms of this arrangement, and they would supply us with javelins, swords, shields, and maces." And she looks at you, and it looks like maybe she's interested in you now, like maybe you've got some truck. So he says, "Is this true? Will you supply us with weapons?"
Well, we understand that you had a deal to get weapons, and Sigurd has backed out or has not lived up to his end of the deal. We, full disclosure, don't have the weapons to give, but we are interested in justice. And if you've been wronged, I mean, your friendly neighborhood gang here, we could help broker something. Being familiar with the land, we could be the go-between.
And part of that deal would involve us knowing what your plans are when using them.
And she looks back to you and says, you think that we would use these weapons against your town? Well, I will tell you, and she looks pointedly at the religious guy in the right, who is not at all comfortable with this conversation by his body language. You can tell that. Some months ago, we were beset upon by a race known as the Sahaugian. Or as you might know of them, they are called in your tongue the Sea Devils. They plundered and butchered our kind and forced us to leave a lair that we had been working on for many years. For we had started in this lair, and when our numbers were large enough, we ventured forth to a promised land that our god Semenyana had prophesied would be a place where we would find great reward. And we toiled upon this lair for many years until the Saugin came and spilled much lizard folk blood. And now it is our destiny to reclaim that land. But as Soriv has told you, we have lost many of our assets, and we need numbers, we need alliances, we need weapons to fight back against this powerful foe.
Cool. All right. Sea Devils, gotcha.
I will tell you that any who ally with the Sea Devils are enemies of ours.
Sea Devils, Air Devils, Land Devils, like we're not down with any of the devils. So, good news. We're on your side.
I hear your words. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, isn't that right, John Duran?
Yolanda? Do you think
Israeli?
Israeli's like, yeah, I don't know why. You guys don't know again, he's saying this in Sylvan, so he says a lot of words that Glanda and Norman don't get, but he's looking to Jojandra and saying, did you not know that the Sahagin are like the worst thing in the water? They're like, they'll kill anything. They'll flay it from its skin from its body and suck the marrow from its bones.
Israeli saying this?
Yeah.
Well, why didn't Israeli tell me that when I was he was right there with me?
Are we still?
You don't speak the same language, that's why.
Are we still under contract with the town council to do something for them too?
Technically, I think you fulfilled it by kicking Sigurd's ass and stopping the smuggling trade. So Otto-Kent sort of, I guess, stops your scratching of the throne. You see that there's lots of scratch marks there. This is clearly a practice gesture. And she looks at you and says, I hear your words, Gnorman, but it is something I have learned that the actions and the impressions of people are what matters most.
I can cast a zone of truth.
What's the radius on that, Jordan?
What I suggest is that you spend some time among us. Talk to the people. Will assess your character, and they will report back to me whether they trust you. If you have shown to others here that you can be trusted, then I will believe your words, and you will have my assurance that no ill will be purveyed to you and yours.
And our weapons?
Your weapons will be returned to you when you leave the lair.
Well, don't worry, I do great character work, so this is going to be a breeze.
Good, it is settled. She smacks her hand on the throne. The religious-looking dude looks very uncomfortable at this whole arrangement, and he walks out of the room in a huff, going to the north. Says, "These two will escort you," and she points to the burly-looking guys beside you. "He is Garut, and she is Vith. They will make sure that if anything happens, it will be dealt with." She looks, and you're not sure whether that means that whether you do something or they do something, something is going to happen. But before you go, I must ask, the one that is still in the cell, Sorif tells me, you say he is your brother,
Yeah, something like that.
and that he has a life debt to the Sahaugin, or...
No, I don't think that's true. I think he just he wanted to help the person next to him. He thought they were in the same situation as we were in, and based on what you've told us, that's not true, and he's been misled. We'll have to try and convince him. From what you've told us.
Ergar is not the sharpest tool in the shed, my liege. So forgive him if he erred in judgment.
He was in that cell alone. He was on some online forums. He was hearing some things that seemed very convincing to him.
We weren't there to tell him yes or no.
Yes, we have those among our kind too.
He's flipped to the Sahaugin somehow. We didn't see it coming. Once it happened, it seemed too late.
In the distance, you hear what sounds like a tiny spider voice going,
All right, with that, they pile out of there, leaving you alone with Garut and Vith. And Soriv also slowly meanders away, saying, I advise you to impress upon everyone you meet your good intentions. Some will understand you, some will not. But be nice. He gives you a good clap on the shoulder as he goes.
Thanks.
All right.
Thumbs up.
So let's go back to Terragar, who's tearing around. Terragar, the tearing around guy.
I think we have a Terragar problem.
cute little spider. All right, Andrew.
Little spider.
So I'm coming over
show you.
to this area here. Yeah, okay, nothing fancy in this hallway, is there? And I come
nothing
to a
fancy
crossroads.
I should say, yeah, there is actually a door there. You could probably see.
Yeah. Well, let's go. I'm going to go down. That's the first door I see. Is there a way through the door as a spider?
You could probably skirt your way underneath that for sure. Yeah, you can put your little eye stalks underneath there. It's just another guard room. It's a pretty featureless room. There's a wooden bench along the south wall, which is the amenity. There are four lizard folk.
Did you unlock the? I can't see the room.
Oh, yeah, I didn't unlock it. There we go. Boom. But there are four lizard folks in here.
Okay.
They appear to be playing a game with stones.
Oh, that's nice. And I haven't seen any other lizard folk like in the water area.
Nope.
Eh? No. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to leave that room. Nothing to do there. Let's go on up here.
Yeah, you got some
and
doors to the east and west.
I'll take a look at what's inside this door on my right.
And does Terragar recognize that's the way he came previously?
I don't think I would have enough. It'd be so disorienting. I don't know. Would I have a sense that I'm moving back up north?
What's your intelligence score?
As a spider? Or as,
No, it's Terragar.
as Terragar? It's high. +6.
+6. Yeah, you probably know your surroundings just fine.
Okay, so I know I'm
got a
circling
mental
back. Okay, good
Yeah.
question.
This is there's a inside a plain wooden table, 2 wooden chairs standing near the wall. There's a single bed in here, a rough mattress on a wooden frame. It's a higher standard of living than other rooms you've seen. Actually, you haven't seen much. It's the other people that have seen stuff in here. There's a wooden chest at the end of the bed. Based on your assessment of how lizard folks live, whoever's living in this room is living higher on the hog than most.
Okay.
There's nobody in this room at present.
No one there, and nothing that seems out of the ordinary in this space.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, well let's go over here.
It's almost like they copied and pasted the description for that room into this room.
Okay.
It is a similar arrangement.
All right, let's go up here.
Oh, sorry, I am completely wrong. That room is different. The room that you were going to actually is where I would say that. The room that you found to the west there, I think Spider has dark vision.
Yep.
But the room smells of decay.
Wait, do I?
There's a lot of broken and rusted crap in here. A lot
Okay.
of stuff, piles of moldy sacks. It's not a nice looking place. Being used as a garbage room, you would
No weapons visible.
Do you want to spend time to root through the stuff in here?
Well, is everything in a big pile, or is it like just a junk room?
It is definitely like it has been thrown willy and nilly into this room.
I'm looking for our weapons, so I think that would be up at the front, and maybe I don't want to spend a lot of time here. Could I do a perception check?
The question, my friend, is how long do you want to spend searching?
Not long. I just want a cursory glance, and I look into the room. Do I see our weapons there?
Cool. You can make a perception check, and the better you do, the more you might find in the short amount of time that you're spending here.
So 8 plus, so 16.
16. I forget you're really good at that. Yeah, you do find in a heap of cloth, you find a small backpack, which has still got a lot of stuff in it. It clinks a bit when you move it around. But actually, as a spider, you're not really moving it around. You're sort of seeing it.
Can I go inside the backpack and look and see what it is?
You can, yeah.
Yes.
It's an explorer's pack, so it's got a bedroll, mess kit, tinderbox, torches, some rotten rations, some rope. But there's also a couple of coins and what looks to be a small gem.
Yeah. All right. Well, note that. Let's leave that room. You said that this room here was like the other sort of a nicer bedroom.
Another bedroom, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go to this door then.
Okay, I'll give you this one, and then we'll go back to the other folks. This, I think, is a barracks. There are 3 lizard folks seated at benches around a plain wooden table in the center of this room. There are 11 straw mattresses in here with wooden chests beside each one, situated along the walls. And these guys are also at a table playing a game, but it may be, from your vantage point, hard to tell. It's hard to tell what that game is, but they're playing a game. That's what I'll tell you.
Okay. I don't know how important that is, but I know the game.
Yep. All right, so you're at that room, and the camera pivots back to look at the party who are in the throne room, having been left to their own devices. And where would you guys like to go? The 2 lizard folk that have been assigned to you walk up to you and plant their. They have long spears with metal heads, which look to be maybe a bit richer than folks have in this place. Jordan, you are muted.
I have one question for these 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's a question I think Norman wants to know the answer to. Do you lizards drink beer?
Good question.
And they actually speak common. So they look back to you and say, we drink, but not beer like you have. But you mean like drink to have good fun time?
Yeah. We need to have some drink fun time in this cave, huh?
Woo!
You know, Glonda, she won a good drink fun. She won a good drink fun time contest. She's renowned for her fun times after good drink.
Fun time.
I'm here for good drink fun time. Only good drink fun time.
Yeah.
They look at each other like they thought they were going to get a shit detail escorting you around, but maybe this is going to turn around. They say, we have drink, but I do not know if you could survive drinking this thing. It is good for lizard folk, but
Don't know
maybe
Blonda.
not for you kind.
Yeah, you don't know me. That's what my doctor says every time I.
Oh, I need the vuvuzela sound. That's what I need. So he says, all right, you come with us. We see. And he takes you into another room. This one
This is
up
gonna
here.
mess me up. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
All right, so I've moved you all into this
Wow.
other room.
Look at that. It's a couch on fire.
It is a fiery couch. No, it is a big oven, basically. And
Are they making like hot toddies?
Oh.
I'll tell you what they're making in here.
I feel like they're making hot toddies.
So as you approach, you detect a smell in the air. It reminds you of cooking meat, though with an acrid tang to it. You hear chattering, muffled clanking, the sounds of industry and activity. As the door opens, you are admitted. Warm air wafts gently through the doorway, and at one end of the room, a large fire pit, otherwise known as a burning couch, in which a bed of coals is burning. Over it are multiple half-cooked, skinned animal carcasses impaled on spits that are being turned by 4 unarmed lizard folk. A 5th worker bastes the carcasses with liquid spooned from a wooden bucket. In the center of the room is a large wooden table cluttered with an assortment of knives, raw meat, and splinters of bone. On the floor beneath the table are uncured hides, and there are 2 large wooden buckets on either side of it. There's a large wooden cabinet on the south wall. There are shelves piled high with clay pots, bowls, basins, and drinking mugs. There are 3 large wooden barrels against the western wall, and on the eastern wall is an open wooden cask containing a white crystalline substance and 3 wooden buckets. There's a large iron cauldron hanging from the ceiling, suspended over the fire pit. The minute you enter, the 5 unarmed lizard folk stop their yucking and activity and look straight at you like, what the hell are these people doing here? What the heck is this?
No need to stop your yucking on our account.
And they look at Garert and Vith, and they give them a nod like, no, everything's cool here. They exchange some words in Draconic. And gradually they start going back to what they were doing before. And Garert goes over to the one of the casks, takes a tankard and plunges it inside. Takes a couple of tankards, actually, and plunges them inside. Brings them back to Joe John Duran and Gnorman. Goes back, gets a couple more, gets one to Glonda. Basically, after a minute, everybody's got a tankard full of not delightfully smelly stuff. Everyone can make, you 3 actually can make a perception check. I'm going to assume that Nimralian is cautiously not taking one of these mugs.
That's a 16 for me.
Okay.
I roll a 6.
6. And you don't have a bonus on yours, Jordan, so you're 13.
It's 13.
So the only one who gets it's a very uncommon smell. You're not sure what this is at all, but for Glonda, there is a vague, like when you smell it, you go, is that like spider guano? Like spider dung? Is that what I'm smelling? And so Garut and Vith raise their tankards up and both incant something in Draconic, which you don't understand, which is clearly some kind of cheers salutation.
Well,
I raised my glass, but I'm going to knock it behind me. And I'm going to turn to the guys and I'm going to try and give them the eyes of like...
So,
I've drank some of it.
excellent.
I just kind of dab my lips against it to bring a little tiny bit in.
Okay, it tastes awful, but there is an high alcoholic potency in it. But let's have Norman make a Constitution saving throw because that's always fun.
All right. What's that? 12 plus 0.
Good old 12. You turn a little bit of a shade of green, but nothing else untoward happens to you. I mean,
all right.
It tastes horrible, but after the initial impression, not bad. And certainly the effect is immediately noticeable. Like, oh yeah, that's actually high proof bat guano or spider dung or whatever's in this.
Norman, you're green.
Are the lizard folk impressed?
They are.
Am
They're
I
looking
cool?
at you like, is he gonna die? No, he didn't die. Hey, this guy's all right. And they give you raucous slaps on the back and shoulders and such, buffeting you left and right.
Yeah, give me some of that meat on a stick.
Okay, you are attended. You were given lots of things to eat and drink.
Cool.
Although the drinking part is not perhaps to your liking. Do John and Glanda ever decide they want to actually drink this stuff?
I might take a little bigger sips each time, but nothing more than a tablespoon.
Okay.
Fully chucked mine. I hate spiders.
Okay. Can you roll your deception for me? I want to see if this...
No, they're going to be offended, aren't they?
Maybe. We'll see. How will that roll?
Great, and that's a +3, so 19.
Oh, you managed to chuck it behind you, and nobody's comically in range, so it just sort of finds a flower pot or something nearby.
Great.
Sure, flower pot, I like it.
And the flower dies immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Where do we leave off with Tirgar? You guys are having a good old time with that. They are clearly starting to warm up to you.
I'm having a blast. I don't know.
You are having
I watched some guys play a game. I saw some empty rooms. All right, Andrew, I'm going up here, north.
You easily pass between the gate?
Yeah, I'm assuming so. Let's look inside this door.
Okay, it is...
I'm a peeping Tom, or a peeping spider.
You are peeping Tom. So it is the furniture in this pleasant chamber is of high quality. A wooden table stands in the center of the room, 4 chairs around it. On the table sits a gleaming bowl. In the southeast corner stands a small closed cask on which stands an unlit lantern and a goblet.
That's it?
That's all. There's nobody in here.
All right, let's go to this door.
Okay. Looks like it's set up as a sleeping quarters. A single cot set up against the east wall features a rug beneath it made of a lion's skin. In the southwest corner of the room is a brass-bound wooden chest, its lid closed and secured with a heavy metal padlock.
No visible sign of a key.
Nope. That would be neat if the key was like right on top of the chest.
Wouldn't
right?
it, though?
Not in this case.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's backtrack out of here because I'm not going to shift. And let's go over to this door.
Okay. You scoot down under there, And that room, it's similar to the other rooms, copy and paste rooms. Plain wooden table, wooden chair against the south wall of the room. On the table sits a wooden bowl. Single bed stands against the east wall, wooden chest at its foot.
Nothing
Not
there.
as nice as the last room you were just in, yeah.
I know that I know what's in this next room, but Terragar doesn't know. So he's going to come into this room, and he will pass through after surveying, because you've already described that room in great detail.
Yep.
So let's continue now down this path. I come to another door. I want to take a peek through this door.
That is...
Ooh, it's a big room.
There are... So several long wooden tables are placed end to end in the center of this hall with wooden benches running along each side. At the south end of the tables is a large wooden chair. Four slightly smaller chairs flank it, two on each side facing the table. Placed on the table are earthenware pots, jars, plates, cups, drinking mugs, and woven baskets. And there are tall wooden cupboards on the east and west walls. Looks like you would say banquet hall.
Yeah. Okay.
Currently set up for something, and it looks like it's been used. Like there have been, there was some kind of feast here, but it hasn't been cleaned up yet.
No remains on the plate?
Yes. Lots of, looks like meat, bones.
Can I discern what kind of bones, perhaps? If I go and inspect more closely? Can I tell if they're humanoid bones, or are these fish bones? Are they chicken bones?
It's a combination. You would say that, yeah, it looks like there's a shark that has been rendered. And, yeah, give me a nature check.
I got a good nature roll.
You do.
So
Maybe
8
that one then.
plus... Oh, it's not that good. Oh, 11.
Yeah, you can't tell what this other carcass is, but it does look humanoid.
Ooh. That's cause for some concern. All right, let's hightail it out of here. I guess I'm going to go north now, thinking of another possible escape route. I took a peek into this room, though.
You see some... Actually, no, those guards aren't there right now. They have moved on.
Have we seen them before?
I will say...
Have we been in this room before?
You haven't, but Norman has.
Okay.
When you get to this part of the corridor, you hear the sounds of revelry to your southwest.
Oh, okay.
And your ears, your spider ears pick up, is that Glanta's noticeable,
Sure.
She's probably playing music at this point.
Okay, well, I'm going
Possibly.
to do the obvious, and I'm going to follow my senses.
You made me sound like Goofy. My yucking.
And I enter the room and observe my friends having a good old merry time while I'm in freaking prison, as far as they know.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. They are having a wonderful time with their lizard folk buddies, and you are not there at all. Now, at this point, a lot more lizard folks have come into the room to hang out with them and have been drawn in by what appear to be harmless but friendly humanoids that they have not had the cultural experience of being around. So, eventually it fills up with quite a number of people. And I would like Jordan and Christine and Al to each give me a persuasion roll. This is to sort of indicate what kind of an impression you're making on these folks. You all get to make this roll at advantage, although for Jordan, that's probably not, wow, you guys are now knocking it out of the park? My goodness. So you can roll another. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, if I get...
I had
advantage,
plus
right?
8 to that, too.
27.
Big roll.
21 for me.
No.
It's going to be
26.
So, needless to say, you're the hit of the party. Would you like to describe to me and our valued viewers what this looks like? Because the positive impressions that you've made in the context of this party.
I've
You
got
know
to
that
be.
scene?
I've got to be playing tunes right now.
I wonder
Yeah.
if this is,
Is that
you
scene
can do
in,
the same thing.
yeah,
Same scene.
in Return of the
Return
Jedi?
of the Jedi. C-3PO.
C-3PO is telling the stories. And all the Ewoks are just like glued to
For a
the.
toe about Orlane.
Yeah.
And Glanda's singing about it.
Nice.
So it's it's just telling big stories, lots of hyperbole, building up the suspense. Joe John's making the sound effects. Glanda's providing the score.
Nice.
And yeah. So we're just talking about Explictica, the giant snake that had bewitched Orlane.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah.
They actually...
They might be
hang on those
Explictica's
words.
side, maybe.
No, snakes are different from lizards in this context.
Okay, just making sure.
They're fair. You narrowly avert a cultural disaster, but in this case, they're into your story for sure. They tell you stories of conflicts they've had with other seafaring races, but none features more explicitly than the Sahaugen. The sea devils. These.
I'm here to
horrible
hear
creatures.
this, right? I'm here. I'm listening.
You have
to
arrived
this
to hear this. Yeah.
Good.
So you're finally clued in on your cellmate there.
And am I getting a picture of how bad these creatures are then from their stories? Could this be influencing my impression of? Okay.
No, definitely. They tell you how they don't show any mercy. They don't take prisoners. They do take prisoners actually, but they're used as slaves. They're never heard from again. Yeah, generally evil creatures. Like they do not play well with others.
So I hear that, Andrew. Can I hightail it back to my cell?
Yeah.
I hear enough to go. I need to get back in that cell. If we're on this, if I'm watching my friends, obviously being treated very well, hearing they're trading stories, and I'm thinking, I may have bet on the wrong horse here. I need to, because if I'm caught out of my cell, that could endanger their lives as well. So I'm gonna go as quickly as I can back to my cell, if you will let me.
I will let you do that. You might maybe want to switch to a form that's not a spider because they don't move very quickly.
Rat?
Yeah, but I'm just worried that they'll try to eat me as a rat.
That is not altogether a bad idea.
What, to turn into a rat?
No, that they would probably want to eat the rat. The rats are good eating. There's a lot of good eating on a rat.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my movement.
As it stands now, they'd want to eat your poo.
Yeah. So snake doesn't get me any faster. Just look at my collection. Would they? No, that doesn't help me either. A lizard. I'm assuming they wouldn't eat a lizard. I'm definitely not turning into a rabbit. Although it does know it's not fast. Interesting.
Probably because
how would they feel about a cow in their caves? They'd be threatened by that?
Good eating on a cow.
For the sake of remaining hidden, I don't have anything smaller than a spider and anything that is noticeably faster that isn't huge. So I'm going to have to
fly, right? No,
not
like,
yet. No, it's not within my ability yet.
You know what? For the sake of moving the plot along, I'm going to say that you get back there, no problem as a spider.
Okay.
And eventually, you barely make it back into your cell as You pass Soriv actually as he is walking in the company of a couple of lizard folk guards, and
I'm switching back out of this form and into Terragar's form again, my half elf form.
That makes sense. You're no spider anymore. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you barely get back there when Soriv comes to the door and peers through and says, "So your friends think that maybe you were not being truthful with me."
Master Sariv, I have to be honest with you now. I was being dishonest with you earlier, but not in an effort to try to harm you or be disrespectful to you. But I was under the impression that the person in the cell to me was in need of help. I am the type of person that likes to stick up for someone who is downtrodden, whose life is in danger. I like to fight the bullies, and I thought that this person was in my need of help. In speaking with them and what I've learned about that this being is actually a Sahagin, I'm mortified that I ever tried to help them, and I would like to deeply apologize to you. I don't know them. I've never met them before now, and I'm sorry for any ill will I have created.
A voice screams from the cell beside you, "Don't believe him! He owes me a life debt!"
I don't owe him a life debt. I'm not from anywhere near the ocean. This is the first time I've been to Saltmarsh. Was the first time. I have no life debt. My family doesn't know him at all. I made that up.
And Sariv sort of waves you down and says, "Fear not, Terragar. I am naturally disposed to disbelieve the words out of that one's mouth. I am assured of your good intentions, and you will now be released." And with that, the door is opened and you're released. Yay. So some time passes, and eventually you get to come back and chance to drink some of the grog if you wish.
Oh, so I get to go back to that hall?
You get to go back to the party. Yeah.
Well, there we go, eh?
It all works out. And some time passes after that, and eventually you're again summoned back to the Queen's throne room. Oh. And maybe you guys are a bit worse for wear, but you've certainly made some friends. You've had a good laugh with some new acquaintances. There's a lot of shoulder punching and good feelings all around. And eventually you are addressed by the Queen, who says, "My people have spoken to me of your brave deeds and tall tales, and you have impressed them greatly. I am of a mind to believe you. But not all among us can believe the words of those of the land. If you truly wish to be our friends, then there is a service that you could provide for us. If this is agreeable."
Yes.
I will tell you what it is, and you can further tell me. There is a beast to the south of us, many leagues, that is in our prime hunting area. It is known as Thousand Teeth the Devourer. It is a massive, in your words, crocodile.
Jeez.
And such creatures are sacred to us, as they are our ancestors. But it is in a very important hunting ground for our kind, and anytime we go within its reach, we have already lost 3 of our number there. We cannot deal with it, but it is within the realm of our religion that you may be permitted to deal with it on our behalf. If you could...
What's its name again?
Thousand Teeth the Devourer?
Teeth the Devourer.
Yeah, TTD for short.
Yeah. If you could defeat it, then your actions would prove greatly valiant in our eyes. And there would be no outstanding suspicion to your intentions.
All right, should we slay a monster?
Yeah.
Taking
Excellent.
long enough. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Are we still
had-
looking for Christine's ship?
Yeah.
Glanda's ship?
That's a long goal.
That's the long con.
Okay.
Yeah.
Long con.
This is we're just waiting time for our other ship to get fixed.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, let's go kill a monster.
They're working on it.
And I'm
All right,
wondering if
so,
this will all piece together, you
Or
know?
die trying.
All right. So the burly looking dude to Ottercant's left, the strongest lizard folk guy you've seen before, at Ottercant's nod comes forward and gives you a small cask and says, "This, if you have wounds, will heal them."
Score.
Sweet.
Who's
So I'm
taking
putting.
that?
I am. Or
Okay. Yeah, you
wait.
take it.
No, hold on. Who else got hurt? Joe John?
Yeah, I have a little bit of damage, but not much.
How much damage?
Let me verify. 8.
Oh,
points
it's to
damage.
use right now.
Oh no, they say you can take it with you basically on this
Oh.
quest.
Oh, okay. Let's take it.
The
You hold it though.
Okay, I'll
Wanda?
pocket it. What's it called?
It's a small cask
it is a
to heal
potion.
wounds? Oh.
You can call it a small cast, but it is a potion of superior healing.
Ooh.
If you were to use it, and Nimmeralian can probably tell you all this, if you were to use it, it would give you 8 4-sided die worth of hit points when you use it. So 8d4 plus 8. It's pretty big ass healing. No, I don't have it. It's not there.
So only one person gets to use it though.
Yeah, it is one person. Oh, yes, I know what I wanted to say. Your party time session, you can treat that as a short rest. So if you want to regain hit points during that, you could use some of your hit dice. Or, of course, you can cast spells to heal or lay on hands, whatever you want to do to get your healing.
I regain wild shape hit points, in a short rest? The druid, the
do,
Order of the
yes.
Moon? I think
believe
so.
you do. Yeah.
What if I'm just gonna sing the Song of Rest?
Not that it's a big deal.
You
I
can-
only lost one. But.
You can do that.
Yeah, it's
For everybody else to gain the benefit of your Song of Rest, they have to expend a hit die when they're healing.
Oh,
And then
okay.
they get the extra die 6. So, Jordan, for example, if you want to heal up some of your hit points, you could use one of your hit dice, which lets you roll a 10-sider to regain hit points.
Okay.
Or you can just heal yourself with
Would-
any
would
means
it-
you wish.
Would it not make sense for us to take a long rest before going on this?
Yeah.
So that people can restore spell slots? Are they okay with that if
You
we
have this-
sleep? No?
They are not, in fact, okay with that. They would like you to get on this presto pronto.
Maybe the Sahagwin were the right ones after all. That guy was going to let me sleep.
Yeah, we knew Terragar got radicalized.
No, he just said he would let me sleep with the fishes, and I thought that was very nice of him to offer that.
How did he know that aquariums soothe me?
All right. Well, let's wrap it there for tonight, and
Offering me a
pick it
hot
up
tub and a sauna, and there was a bouncy castle he said back home that I could.
All the bat poop beer I can drink.
So true.
Or rat poop.
We'll pick it up.
Spider poop.
Oh,
You know what? There's probably some rat poop in there too, to be perfectly honest. We'll pick it up in 2 weeks with a good old-fashioned monster hunt. Can be a good time.
Monster Hunt.
what the hell?
Monster hunt. I'm sure you guys will have no trouble tackling Thousand Teeth, the Devourer. I just like saying that name.
I'm not scared. I don't care what
No.
Glenda says.
Just wait till you see what I bring to the table. in this
Cutie
next fight.
cat.
I'm so excited.
All right. So
All right.
see everybody in 2 weeks.
Everyone.
Good night, everybody. See you soon.
Bye.